apparatus?
The apparatus.
I've got a boner.
Yeah.
That is a word that just turns me on. Apparatus.
The apparatus has a sleek mechanical design that almost brings to mind the robot arms used by space shuttles. What the fuck? Below.
I'm into it now.
Oh, what that? What is? Does it say Canada on the side of it when it's stroking you off?
It says Japan, Tokyo.
Space shuttle.
So
the arm has. Never mind.
The Oculus Rift virtual reality headset is combined with the Tango male masturbation toy.
Ooh,
and
just say that again. Tango male masturbation toy.
Tango male masturbation toy.
It's a Bob Dylan tune.
And a Novant Falcon, the robotic gripping arm. Oh my god. The man who wishes to use the contraption simply must insert his penis into the Tanga, which is gripped by the Novant Falcon.
And don't worry about it. The machine will never just grip so hard and pull your dick off.
The video starts up and the robot arm vibrates and strokes in time to the sex acts displayed.
But it's got to be approximate, right?
That's what happens.
It's not really. You're not really. It's not really doing exactly what
they have to sync it up, right? Like someone has
That's
to
what
program
happens
it
in
to.
No, it's late. I'm only trying to force it in because I should have made the joke. That's what happens in Sperminator when Skynet takes over, but it's the virtual porn and they grab people's dicks and rip them off. You see what I'm saying? The robots take over instead of killing people and sending out nukes. They
I
rip
really
off
wished
penises.
you would have timed that better because maybe it wouldn't have sucked as much as it did. I got to say that I'm with you on that one. I don't even know what that was. Was that an observation?
Sperminator.
Yeah, you can't just yell that around and expect laughs because you said sperm.
So
I didn't. It tied into your comment about ripping off dicks.
There's something kind of interesting about the story, not just the weird sexual part.
What would that be, Autumn?
But that because of its high sexual technology, that there's a really low number of, like, there's a low birth weight. You know, like people aren't having actual sex. People aren't actually rate. I'm sorry. Yeah, birth rate. People
in Japan?
Yeah.
Japan, you know, they're going to be extinct in the next 50 years.
God forbid that they stop reproducing over there. They're already throwing women, like baby girls, out the
No,
window.
that's China.
Oh
no, it's Asia.
That's like in Russia. So that means Russia.
Be less racist. Okay?
The Caucasus.
Yeah, so this is like, people are not having actual sex with each other. It's called the celibacy syndrome.
No, that's going on in Japan is that they're so into virtual reality that they're losing touch with reality.
Well, and dealing, I think I saw a little
weird.
thing about it.
The
was
Japanese
that,
are strange.
They don't, dealing with a person is a hassle.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just going to deal with my virtual
No, they're
girlfriends.
in love with these anime characters. There's some strange shit going down in Japan. I've read one thing. There's some kind of phenomenon in Japan where guys fall in love with these anime characters to the point that they adopt them as their girlfriends, and they do things like they have their faces on pillowcases.
Pillows,
and do you know about this?
Yeah, they have the character on a body pillow. And
they check into a hotel room with their.
Yeah.
I mean, we're lucky we beat them back in the 40s. Woo! What a world it would be if Japan and
You don't think
Germany,
that maybe we created that?
What do you mean?
They were pretty vicious people at that point.
Oh, you mean we dumbed them down? Yeah. So we sort of we took that.
Yeah, and they had
that
to focus their energy elsewhere.
Well,
and panty vending machines.
I mean, how do you? Yeah, they had panty vending machines.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of times when
that's the only way. Autumn, if you ever need extra cash, by the way, you just go on Craigslist and you sell those.
You ever do that?
No.
Queen of Cream. That can be at Gmail. It's probably already taken.
Queen of Cream at gmail.com.
Shog. I'll sell them a shog.
Shog.
These are worn.
Shog.
Did you ever think of that? It's a good way to make money if you're a girl. It's like, so you thought about it, right?
Yeah.
So how far did you think about it? Like, I mean,
that's all.
That's all. You think, hey, I could do that. Yeah, probably not. Because you can make up a fake name. You can do a whole fake thing. You can have a P.O. box. You can work it all out to where nobody around you really knows.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
And it doesn't seem sexual to me, so who cares?
And I guess they would want to see what you look like to know whose panties they were.
I would not put. I would put up some fake.
You put up some fake person.
Yeah.
No, I think you have to take body shots, but no face.
Oh, okay, with the panties on.
Ugh, I still wouldn't do that.
Sure, not pregnant, but I mean,
what they sell for more?
No, I was saying
they sell for more. This is a window that's closing.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's true because there's some weird shit that goes
on
when
you
you're
pregnant.
pregnant.
Sell those pregnant panties.
Yeah.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Ugh.
Well, the perv is hot. You gotta strike.
The damn Japanese, man.
The pervier, the more they pay. That's the rule.
Yeah. Yeah, because they can't get it anywhere else.
So how does that? I mean, I don't think that's true. I think that I mean, maybe it is true in some cases, but in a lot of cases, it's just got to be that I can't ask my girlfriend for this, or I can't ask my wife for this, but I can ask a stranger for it, maybe.
So they go to the vending machine.
But then again, you can go stuff your wife's panties when she's not at home, right? I mean, so you don't need.
I guess
that.
so, unless
But
she
those
keeps
are the
them
same
under
old-
lock and key.
Those are the same old panties. I need some strange panties.
Ew, it's so gross. And then my wife's on her period, so.
Oh no, I'll pay more for that.
Ah!
All right, the pervs are going to pay more for that.
Well, you can't. All right, so now we're.
Oh,
dissing
now
the
okay.
go.
pervs.
Now you're
Selling-
saying they're
selling-
not perverts.
Yeah, they're allowed to be perverts.
People who spend money to have somebody else's panties sent to them in the mail so they can sniff them.
Warnfantasy.com.
We're all
Just on
pervs in
Craigslist.
different ways.
Yeah, but
50
some
bucks.
streams.
50
to you.
bucks.
Huh?
50 bucks on Craigslist for worn panties. Selling my used panties to pay for school.
Aw.
Oh, I'm going to be a veterinarian one day.
Go to warnfantasy.com. It's the only place where real models will personally bring fantasies close to home, give you exclusive access to buy their used panties, lingerie, and footwear. And they'll also send you a video of them, I guess, wearing it.
I'm condemning these pervs, but they're making so much money
The
off
only
these
thing that bugs me
idiots.
about this is it takes a long time to ship, and I typically want it a little bit
Yeah, that's the
faster,
whole
but,
thing. It's like, oh,
I'm
you know
worth
what?
the-
I
it's worth the
really,
wait.
really want to get off 7 days from now.
Why not?
So,
I feel
let me
like
put
this is
order
a
in.
very who cares? I don't feel like this is that bad.
It's the anticipation, man.
No,
Anticipation. If they're being
Oh,
shipped,
they're coming in
it's
the
going
mail.
to
They're
drive
coming in the
someone
mail.
insane.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing for drug addicts. A lot
But
of
the
times,
mailman doesn't know what he just gave me.
Awesome.
I got a secret.
I feel like excited for that guy now.
Really?
Like, yay!
You're
look
so
at you.
open-minded.
drug
He's a
addicts quite
perv.
often going to pick up the drugs is the
Right.
best part of, not maybe the best part of the high, but it's really exciting. Like, oh yeah, it's all part of the
The chase.
experience, the
Not
overall
for me.
thing.
Not for me. I just think,
Yeah,
oh,
you
this
stay
kid
at home.
This kid up in jail. I better hire somebody to do the dirty work.
Or it can be
so they go
really
to jail.
sad.
That's how I think.
Them getting the drugs, where they like hate themselves. You know, like, oh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, but they can't. Like, they're
Right.
in the car driving to their dealer. Like, oh, I hate that I'm doing it, but they can't stop. Oh,
Who drives to their dealer? This is
People
a whole
drive.
world I don't understand.
what do you have delivery?
No, but I mean, you know people that you get this sort of stuff from.
Yeah.
I think if you're like, oh, I better drive into the worst neighborhood in the inner city to get myself some drugs. Who does that?
I don't do drugs.
If you want to get busted,
straight edge.
if you want to get, yeah, you're a straight edge gal. If you want to get
Yep.
busted buying drugs, go into the inner city
Right.
and talk to the candy man. He's right on the end of the corner there.
But that's
Just
what
ask for
people
the
do.
candy man.
Right.
Ask him the candy man. He'll get you some stuff.
I see it. I see it on North Avenue. People
Oh,
in
yeah,
a
of
car,
course.
You know, driving.
I know,
up.
and they're from the suburbs. They're driving in. And
Yeah.
they don't realize there's a kid three doors down. Great band.
Worst band in the world.
There's a kid right in the same neighborhood who can get them anything they want. You don't have to drive to the worst neighborhood in the city.
Yeah.
You remember
It
Zac
depends on what
Efron?
you're looking for, though.
You know, like Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Someone was he in High School Musical or something? That
Yeah.
was like he was like a.
And in my
So-
dreams.
Well, in a lot of little girls' dreams, as a matter of fact. And now all of a sudden he told
Thanks for
people he
calling
was
me little.
he had a coke problem. Somehow he showed up with his jaw busted so bad he had to have his jaw wired last year. He said it was something. Other people were saying no, he was at a party, he was out of it, he fell into a coffee table or something like that. Now, when he's supposed to be in rehab, he and his bodyguard, air quotes, because his bodyguard used to be a cocaine dealer,
Right.
got into a fight in Skid Row. Zac Efron from the Disney Channel or whatever, in a fight on Skid Row, and his excuse was, we ran out of gas. Nobody goes to Skid Row. You're not going, you got to go through Skid Row to get to Mulholland. It doesn't work that way. If you're at Skid Row, you went to Skid Row. Nobody runs out of gas at Skid Row.
It's Zac Efron, and he lives in Hollywood.
Hollywood is what it is.
Why
now.
is he going? Why is
Well,
he
that's my
going
point.
anywhere for drugs?
Because
Shouldn't
what-
drugs just come to him?
That's the point.
You just go to any bathroom.
Because it's what Greg was talking about. He's getting into this perversion of the thrill of it, and him being in Skid Row and being with these skeevy people, and there's something really strange going on.
Yeah.
It's like that guy from Alf, the dad from Alf. You ever see that? Is that still on? Is that on the internet still, Greg?
I don't know if he was really enjoying what he was doing to get the drugs. Blowing
was-
men in alleys, homeless men.
This guy must have the best PR person ever because he still works. I see him in
Alf? That guy's
no,
not worked.
he's worked in something.
The dad from Alf?
Yeah,
Oh,
wasn't he
he's
on one of the
been
Law
done.
and Orders or something?
Maybe.
Wasn't he Criminal Intent?
He played
Not Criminal
himself. He
Intent.
played himself.
SVU, right?
I have no
He
idea.
probably played himself.
See if you can find that. No, he's the captain.
Max Wright.
See if you can find the,
last thing he's been on was Back to Norm in 2005.
That's right. He was in that. He was that. And Norm.
Barely.
And the funny thing is that Norm Macdonald,
Gambling addict.
He's almost always, not almost always, but one of his big go-tos in his humor is crack whores. And so in the middle, while he's on this Norm show, this guy. There's a video of him blowing a huge black guy
Aw.
in a back alley somewhere for crack.
So what?
No, I'm not saying so what. I'm just saying. Well, I mean, I don't know if you're an actor, it might hurt your career for something like that to
Helped
come out.
mine.
It may
Depends
help.
on the guy you're blowing.
So he hasn't worked since then. That's why. Then I guess he's sort of.
Well, no, he did the Norm show, and then there was Back to Norm, which was a TV movie, and I guess that was.
Oh, I thought you meant the Norm show.
It was no. He was on the Norm show, but then but that was 2001. 2005 was the last thing he's been in, according to.
So he's in.
That was
trouble.
about the time that this happened.
I am.
So he was in trouble. He probably.
Yeah, he was in a bad place.
Yeah.
Because I mean, here's another one. He's a dude. He should, whether he has money or not, he certainly has friends in the industry.
That Alf money.
That Alf money runs out. It doesn't take much of a crack habit. But while this was going on, he was on that Norm Macdonald show, so he was still working. And you'd think that there'd be a way that this guy could find somebody, the guy who, I don't know, who mows his lawn can get him some crack or something and bring it to him. So being there in Skid Row or wherever this guy was, having sex with this really fat dude, maybe that's what he wanted. He just didn't know there was a camera.
Well, I don't think it's what he wanted.
Well, at the time, that's what he
You're
wanted.
talking about an addict, though.
It wasn't
you know what I mean?
rape.
Like, you can't.
Wasn't rape.
No, I'm not saying it's rape, but
Right.
you can't justify the ideas or the motives of an addict.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I gotta go find the guy and I gotta go.
But
do
you can
this and I
still
gotta-
be smart about it and
No,
have
if
people
you're
bring
an
it to
addict
you.
and you're on these drugs, you're probably not thinking so. You're taking your sober
But I'm
mind.
saying part of what his addiction was to be in that situation, not just the drugs, because he didn't have to be in that situation to get the drugs, given his position
Well, yeah,
at
I'm
that
sure
time.
that addicts like to, they like to have the stimuli.
It's
right?
it's the danger, right?
the
It's this thing
danger.
that I do not relate to at all. The concept of, well, let's have sex outside. Some of what makes it great is you might get caught. No, that doesn't make it great for me at all.
Makes you
all
nervous.
I think is I don't want to be behind bars for 1 second of my life, and I may end up there.
Right.
So it would be impossible for me to get a hard on in public.
But have you seen his abs?
That black guy?
That
Yeah.
was sexy. Zac Efron.
Oh, he was Zac Efron. Oh, he can get anybody he wants
Boy.
on Skid Row. So look for that Zac Efron to be dead soon.
Oh my gosh!
It's only a
God
couple years
bless.
later. It's only
Good
a couple.
luck, Zac
It's
Efron.
only a couple years later. He's in Skid Row, getting in fist fights in Skid Row. The guy was on High School
Maybe
Musical
this is
5 years ago
Maybe
or something.
this is his bottom.
I think there's a
Yeah,
bottom
there's a
involved.
joke there.
I'm
Find the
trying to
joke.
find it. If I was younger, I would have had it already. So look for him. He's the next on my list of people who are going to die. Are we scheduled or ready to do Ask Eric Anything today? I thought that we were going to do another one
Oh,
of those.
God.
We had one
We
or
got
two.
We had
One of them there things. Do we have music
One
for that?
more?
Why don't you ask Eric anything? Anything you want.
Hold on.
Ask Eric
He
anything.
said, "Hold on."
Just don't call him a cunt.
Whoa.
Or
Ask
do.
Eric anything. He's your best friend.
No, he's not.
Ask Eric anything.
That's not your tune. You're
He's at
stealing
wit's
that.
end.
You stole that tune.
Who am I stealing it from? That's one of those universals.
It sounds like
do-
Fraggle
Oh, you know what? I
Rock.
paid for. Guess I got the.
What is that song?
Do, 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 do,
Dun, dun,
do, do, do.
Another one rides the bus.
do,
That's
do,
close.
do.
I think I just thinking
Do,
someone
do,
else.
Why did I do the
Do-do-do.
novelty
No, I was
song?
thinking something else.
That's
Though.
the one that bites the dust. Can I tell you something? Or are we just gonna listen to you hum to yourself for an hour while we?
Hey, that was me stepping back from the microphone. That was a lapse on your part.
I
As
got
a
the,
host, as the main host of the show, to continue speaking.
Having paid for the. Can I? He's just all over me.
know,
He's just
he
stepping
sounds
all
so
over me. Loud.
Friday.
Having paid for these rights issues concerning the documentary,
Right.
Sure.
so I
sure.
get the thing back, and it's actually like old fashioned. It's stamped paid on the
Awesome.
contract, and then I look and I realize I paid the money. You know who I paid the money to?
Who?
Quincy fucking Jones.
No way.
He's the guy who's at the top at Universal or whatever. So I was like, so Quincy Jones needs my money. Quincy Jones couldn't let me borrow the rights to Driving in
Let's
Crime
talk
songs.
to him. You should write him an email.
I should write him an email and say, Quincy, come tell me why having this movie out there would have hurt your sales
You
on
gotta
that
be like,
catalog.
help a brother out. You know what I mean? I'm just a guy
He
trying to
doesn't
make a
care.
documentary.
No,
And I didn't even know Quincy Jones
No,
was at the
because
top of
because
Universal.
the results of the film, it's worth it more to him to make that 50 or how much was it? Are you telling people how much it cost?
It's up there, buddy. It's
50
less
bucks,
than they
60
wanted at
bucks?
first.
Yeah.
It's
They're that's more
Two,
money than they
300?
probably will get in that many sales. in their minds, or it will.
No,
equal
but what
that.
it will do, and I think this is interesting, though. I think that the whole music industry is missing out on an opportunity here because there is now a genre of these documentaries about, because there's a whole bunch of bands that have a fan base and should have been bigger than they ended up. It's almost like a genre. Why didn't this band get bigger? There's just a lot of bands out there. A lot of movies are being made like that. And almost all of these bands had a period of time when they were on a major label and did those kind of things. So I think Universal and all the rest of them are actually, they should just lay off. Everything should be on the other side. If your movie starts making money, we get money for it. But there's no danger. You might sell a couple albums in your back catalog that otherwise you wouldn't have. There's no danger. It doesn't, they should be smarter about it, because these catalogs from the 80s are just sitting there because generations of people haven't been turned on to the music, and the original people already have it on CD or something.
Let's talk about it again next week too.
We've never talked about it.
I know.
We have talked about the problem with the.
No, that was off air. That was during one of the morning things before we were on. Keep it straight. I don't believe it's
so
been on.
much.
Let's ask Eric anything.
Well,
Good.
apparently
I like
we're
it.
not interested in what Eric has to say. I just gave you my opinion, and I was shot down mercilessly.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that was part of the segment.
What?
I didn't know that was part of the segment.
I was surprised.
We care about what you have to
that
say.
I was
but I like it to be contained.
paying
and
Quincy
packaged.
Jones, the guy who produced Thriller, and did he do Baby Elephant Walk or Popcorn? One of those.
Aha, the
Did he
other
do-
one.
Did he do Baby Elephant Walk?
No, it's the other one.
Herb Alpert, Henry Mancini.
No.
Give me some Baby Elephant Walk.
No,
that's Sanford and Son.
He did that. That's
Right,
Quincy
he did
Jones.
that, but he had a big. He won like Baby Elephant. I think he might be the Baby Elephant Walk.
No,
guy.
because I was saying that it's hard for me to do.
Tell the difference. It might be because he did both of them.
He did not do this one. No way.
Yeah, this sounds very white. It's the greatest name because you can't imagine the Baby Elephant
So
Walk.
cute.
I love this song. I don't know. Our
is that
programming
instrument?
day has come to an end.
It's a clarinet, probably.
No,
Or
it's
a
too
piccolo.
high. No,
Is
piccolo.
it a recorder?
Or no, it could be a clarinet.
It's too high
Is
to
it
be a
clarinet?
clarinet.
No, but it's produced.
No, it's like an alto clarinet.
It's an
like
oboe.
I
It is
knew,
not
I knew
an
it was-
oboe.
Oboe is a
Oboe
is a baritone.
sounds like Frankenstein.
An oboe's not.
No.
Oh wait, you might be right.
That's no an oboe is not like that's not an oboe.
Those
There's
are
a
flutes
baritone
or
oboe.
piccolos.
Piccolos, perhaps. All right, that's enough already. Quincy Jones, no, he had like Cool Cat or something. He had some kind of thing in the '60s that was like that. That was a hit.
So what else? So now do the Sanford and Son song.
Bum bum bum. Yeah, it's kind of.
Do it. Keep going.
Bum 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 bum. Oh, you say I'm
Now
about to go.
now do Baby Elephant Walk.
Isn't
Isn't it close?
It's very close. That's why I thought
Okay,
maybe
now
he had his hand in it.
do the Star Wars theme.
Bum 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 bum. That's
Oh,
that's hot. What's that? Buttered popcorn or
I
whatever?
love that song. Okay, do Star Wars. Go.
Dun, dun. Oh, I can't think of it.
Okay, we'll do it. Da, da, da,
Da, da,
da,
da,
da,
da.
da. Okay, now do Superman.
I never watched Superman.
Alright.
Dun, 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 dun.
We'll
do the intro, but-
Now do E.T.
I hated E.T. I preferred Mac and Me.
No, it's because that hack John Williams. Yeah, what is that? It's like
That's a
juice
mouth
harp?
thing. That's like a mouth. A mouth.
Mouth organ. Yeah, mouth organ.
Guang, guang, guang.
Juice harp. Yeah. Yes, it was. Start it over again.
No way.
That's a
Was
juice
that-
harp. Produced, but it's a juice harp. Mouth organ.
No.
Yes, it is. What else do you think it is?
I don't know. It's not a juice harp.
You think he's got saran wrap over a
And that's
comb?
actually, we shouldn't say that, you know.
It's a heave harp.
Yeah. Because it's like a cheap instrument or something.
Jews harp?
Yeah.
It's a harp, apparently, that Jews used. It's a mouth organ.
It's a mouth organ.
What sounds better, mouth
No,
organ?
mouth
You think
organ I
that
thought
sounds
was
good?
a harmonica.
No, well, I don't know. Well, Jews harp is kind of. I don't know. It's a
John Lennon
harmonica
calls
with a
it,
little.
and I play the
walla.
mouth organ. That's what John Lennon said when he played the. I play guitar and the mouth organ.
Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
Okay, so the John Williams game is really fun. So you try and
He's a
do all
hack.
of these. That's right. Well, maybe this
Freaking
is.
hack.
Oh boy. So,
John Williams, I hate him.
Oh boy.
Hate
but
him.
there's like a lot of similarities between all of his theme songs. So it's really fun to try and do them back to back.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
Well, let's do it.
I'm ready.
Didn't you just do it?
Yes.
We just did it.
I know, but nobody could get it.
Doesn't anyone have any questions for Eric?
There were.
Aren't we supposed to be doing Ask Eric Anything?
Friday.
By the way,
Isn't
this
that
is an
what we're
oboe.
doing?
By the way, this is an oboe.
Yeah.
Whoever says it's a baritone instrument.
Ooh, or alto.
I always think of like the Frankenstein's monsters coming to town when I hear an oboe. I expect to hear
trombone?
foghorns. There's always like foghorns out in the bay.
That's not an
Here
oboe.
comes
What do you think
Frankenstein's
of?
I was
monster.
thinking. No, you're right. I was thinking oboe is the high pitch, and the bassoon is
Yeah.
the young.
Oh,
Bassoon.
I was thinking.
Bassoon.
I thought I was
we
thinking
were all
of,
thinking the same.
why
thing,
was I
yeah.
thinking of bassoon? I used to live with a woman who practiced bassoon upstairs. Dear God in heaven, I thought I was in a Frankenstein movie every day.
All right, do we want to ask Eric anything? We need a song.
There's a Super Mario Brothers bassoon quartet. Yeah, that's
What is the? Am I right? The bassoon is like.
Yeah, it's like the oboe but deeper.
Oh.
But deep.
I hate the oboe because the only spelling bee that I was ever a part of when I was in 5th grade, I won the
Oboe.
local spelling bee at my school, and then I
bragging.
went to the regionals, and I thought I know my stuff. I was studying words, everything. First word, oboe. I misspelled it, and I was out.
And you said, "Oh no."
Said-
Did you leave the E off?
I can't remember whichever one. I still don't know how to spell it because I've ignored the word since.
Oboe.
O-B.
F-U-C. All right, you know I'm gonna sit down. I'll sit down.
Is it if it has? Does it have an e or
Yes.
does it?
Yes.
Okay.
O-B-O-E.
I think I left it off. I left off the e.
Oh, Bo.
And that was it. It was like, hey, Dad, I hope you got fuel in the station wagon because we're going home right now. First question. First.
Yeah, what does Kenny
That's
G,
a bassoon.
Kenny G
This is
play?
the
Kenny G
girl.
plays the alto
This is the
saxophone.
girl who used to
And the
practice
clarinet.
upstairs.
He plays everything.
You hear me? Mm-hmm. I used to live through this, practicing upstairs.
Well, let's listen to it.
Oh, it sounds like
It's amazing.
Close Encounters.
This would make me want to drink espresso and read a book.
Every day.
Yes.
Ba, 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 ba.
That's like the best. If you're gonna have an instrument live above you, you could have had the trumpet.
No.
You could have had
Or
the
like someone
drums.
learning the
No,
violin.
I don't mind it being the trumpet if it, Wynton
Oh,
Marsalis
trumpet.
is living
No,
above
but
me.
someone learning the violin is the worst.
Oh, scratch, scratch, screech, screech. Worst part about having kids. When they
they
pick up
practice?
that first
You
thing.
have to wake up and treat them kind.
I would, yeah, well, there's that. I would encourage my kid to go into drums just because it's loud, but at least it's something. What are you doing here?
Worst violin player on the planet, but this poor kid.
How old is he?
Okay. Oh, come on.
He's gonna be like 6 or 7, maybe 8.
I don't mean to be. I hate that I'm laughing so much at this.
Oh, that makes my spine hurt.
What does he think he's playing? People. in the crowd.
What song could this possibly be?
I think it's the Star Spangled Banner.
Ooh, it's Beethoven. It's not.
Oh boy.
Let's see if it cuts off or people applaud.
It's a song he wrote. It's called "Daddy Doesn't Love Me Anymore."
Yeah!
Hey!
That's how you gotta be with
Give him
the
a
kids.
trophy.
There's a really great record, like
Then
some
throw
YouTube
him out
video
the window.
of like a terrible like high school band or something.
Mhm.
We should find it.
Well, they can be
Shit.
bad, man. My kids are both really good
That's a good
musicians,
Google
but they've been in
Yeah.
school bands that are just horrific.
Yeah.
And you got to sit there. And usually, for some reason, schools decide there's no such thing as the NFL. So we're going to make you come watch this horrible band at 2:30 on
No such
Sunday
thing.
during the
Oh,
NFL
and-
season.
I was like, what?
and then it's a guy who's hosting. How did you not make sure this didn't happen during the Falcons game?
I hold you responsible.
And the band sucks.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Dicks.
Might be a personal issue.
Worst choir ever?
Let's hear the worst choir ever. Are these kids?
Oh, that's why. It's a bunch of old people singing popular music.
Oh.
Weren't they on America's
That's
Got
not the
Talent?
worst ever.
By the way, that's a joke I hate.
Old people doing things?
Old people doing rap, the whole juxtaposition. I just can't. The commercial where the old granny says something that a young kid would say at the end. I hate that shit.
I hate when old people complain about other old people. Holy shit, Alec.
Sure, you mean you hate when middle-aged people complain about old people?
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
sure
whatever
that's
you
how
tell yourself.
You got any more bad stuff for us to listen to, or can somebody actually ask Eric anything?
All right, let's get into this.
Ask Eric anything. Pull up a chair. and I won't stare. But play fair.
Question number 1.
I don't care.
All right. Let me get it. It
You
went
only
away.
had 3 hours.
Well, I had it and then it went away.
Excuses.
Michael Bo Bomber has a question.
You don't have to give me.
Dumbest
Just say
name
Michael.
ever.
You don't need that last name.
People want to know.
No, who cares?
Yeah, people. That's why they write in. They have their little
Look behind
moment.
you. Look behind you. What's the name above the radio?
Big
No last name.
Steak.
nuggets.
How's that banana peel doing?
I know the banana peel. This is what, 5 days in?
This is Ask Eric Anything. How's the banana peel?
Well, that's the first question. The banana peel is actually holding up pretty good. I still see some yellow on the inside. Although it's
How long are we
probably
gonna leave that
ruining
there?
my... it's going to leave. It's
Yeah,
done.
it's leaking juices into
Yeah.
that TV.
The experiment is done.
After today, we're done with it.
It's my only logo right there. It's not even a logo.
1 week.
Well, half-ass operation I got going here.
What? It's a nice set.
Kind of a logo.
You've
up
built
there.
a nice set here.
Yeah, well, that's what they'll say about me after I'm gone. He built a hell of a
He had
set.
a nice set.
Mhm.
It's a
And
shame he died in that.
Huge schlong. That's the other thing we'll
It's
say.
a shame he was crushed by his own house because he never left it.
Aw.
Oh, if only he'd left.
Why do people think I never leave my house?
Because I'm pretty sure you don't.
Because I've been borrowing your car for 3 months now.
I have
You don't
another
go
car. I have other cars.
Okay.
Do you?
I do.
Do you have other cars?
But I often end up in the worst of my fleet, which is the Toyota minivan, because I've lent out the other
In my
cars and
fleet.
other people, and then I'm driving around, and then people see me and they notice me. One of the hubcaps is off, and think, "Oh, that guy used to be on the radio, and now he's driving around in an 8-year-old
People
minivan
don't know
with
who
the
you
hubcap
are.
off." And wow, he's really hit rock bottom. That's what I
Aw.
think they think. What is this supposed to be?
This is what you're missing football for.
Oh God!
They're giggling in the video. That's not us.
Well, that's how the parents are. Then
What
you
is that
clap at the
clap?
end.
Clap. Is that supposed to be like?
I think somebody's building a house.
Yeah. I love the
That's what
people
you do,
laughing.
by the way. You laugh and then you give them a big round of applause because you know,
Yeah.
all the parents are looking.
You're
at
doing
them.
it, Billy.
All right, none of our kids.
Oh,
are-
or like the end of Music Man, where it's like none of them actually learned how to play the instruments, you know?
Mm.
And so they all got together at the end and they tried it and you know, the whole town was against them, but then they started actually playing the song a little bit and it was terrible, but they're like the people, like the parents stand up in the crowd.
I've never seen it.
Oh, Billy, that's my Billy.
It's a musical about a guy that he takes money, scams
No, I
people.
know
and
it.
pretend, oh,
I
you
know
said
what
you
it
never
is.
saw
I know it's Robert Preston. I like him a lot. I just have not seen Music Man. I
Oh,
don't know
so
why.
good. So good.
I didn't like musicals until I was an adult.
Let's
As a kid, I hated them.
we have some required watching to do because it's a Wonderful Life, Music Man now,
Is it?
and then Uncle Buck. You need to watch those.
Wait, I've seen It's a Wonderful Life. It's one of my favorite movies.
I know.
How
but
Stella got her
they
tubes
haven't.
packed. We gotta watch that.
That's another one. No, but they
Already.
haven't seen. Like Michael, you said you haven't seen it, right?
I've seen it, but it's been years.
Yeah, but
I
you
can't quote it.
Yeah, you need to appreciate.
I need to be
it.
quotable. You're right.
Yeah.
I think
Question
Any
number
questions?
2.
what was the first question?
The banana
banana
peel.
The banana
doing?
peel.
Oh, okay.
All right. Unfortunately, this is not for you, Eric. This is for
Let's
Mike.
ask Eric anything. So Eric.
No,
should
it's
answer the
ask us,
question.
Eddie. It's the whole thing.
I think Eric should
It's,
answer the question.
it's
So
for all of
Michael
us.
says, "I do have a question for you,
Michael.
Does Michael believe the crap that he's saying, or is it for the show? I saw a documentary that said he had no clue what he was actually talking about. It must be true because it was in a documentary."
Oh, I get the joke. It's kind of wrapped up there. You get that?
He's
Eric, how
Michael,
do you
it's
respond?
Michael v. Michael.
You get,
That's,
you get,
that's
you get what
ask
was
Eric
going on there?
anything. This is
He
you.
was saying that he saw that you were always wrong in a documentary, which makes him
Right.
as right as you are because all of your facts come out of documentaries. Are you angry? You want to fight?
I'm waiting for the answer.
He's so okay. So
No,
he's
it's
saying
for
that
you.
Michael's
This
asking
is
you.
ask Eric anything.
He wants
I'm
to
not
know?
stepping over your bit.
Right.
Ah,
He
for
wants to know.
what?
Do you think that Michael believes what he's saying?
Yeah, I do.
I think so,
Absolutely. I was young once. I believed all that nonsense. Takes a
I'll
little
take young.
maturity, some years. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I think Michael is How do I
Amazing.
put it? Yeah, of course. It goes without saying. But on his political things, I think it's what feels right to him. And then sometimes you can end up in you can hold contradictory positions because in some situations this seems right, in some situations that seems right.
Right.
But as you get older, you realize you have to have a consistent philosophy that applies to everything. That's what I think. The question was asked of him. I answered it. Extra points for me.
All right.
I am consistently right. And that's all that matters.
All right, we have
Michael
another one.
O'Donnell, you're wrong.
Michael
All
Bowe.
my information
Michael
doesn't
O'Donnell
come
is
from
dead.
documentaries. Although I am
Oh.
very well versed when it comes to a lot of different types of media, news
YouTube.
sources,
Viral videos.
And what I do, Michael, and this
Rumors.
is something you should probably consider
CD-ROMs.
doing, form your own opinion about things.
Oh, it's overrated.
Then, go fuck yourself.
It's a lot easier to just listen to the radio and just adopt whatever the host says.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Question number 3.
Darren Downey says, since I'm a supporter, does that mean I can boast about it in the About Me section on Facebook? And also, as a supporter, is my name put in the hat to help choose Autumn's baby name?
Well, the answer is no, because there's only
So
one.
which one?
Well, there's only one offer on the table for baby names, and that has to do with our.
Bertha.
That has to do
That's
with
what
our
I'm throwing in.
Little Bertha.
with our Indiegogo campaign. Because you said if somebody gives what,
Mm-hmm.
10,000 or 25,000?
20.
I thought you said 10.
15,000?
I think you said 10.
Any between, something in between.
Like she's bringing, like I'm bringing it too low. Like it's gonna.
You got nervous, my shit.
So somebody at some level, it was 10 or 15 or 20.
yeah, yeah.
I think it was 25, maybe.
I think it was like 20,
You said
25.
you said that you would name your child after that person, or
No, they could just pick the name.
they could pick the name.
That is a dicey move, ma'am.
Yeah, but if we get 25,000, she could change the name.
How much
a year
does she
later.
get out of that?
no
though?
legal, no
They're
legal
not follow the
responsibility to
kid.
fulfill
They're
any
not call
of
you
these
back
promises.
10 years later and ask you if the
They're not
kid's
gonna
name
follow
is still
up on it, motherfucker. I just spent $25,000.
Once
Legally,
I
the
got
donation-
your money.
Legally, the donation of
I'm sorry,
$25,000
once
does not
Christy-
apply to have to name
Yeah.
Autumn's baby's name.
Once
Middle
Christy-
name. You can give a middle name.
Yeah, give him the middle name.
Once-
Rebecca Stop Sign Fisher.
That's not so bad.
Rebecca, what would be a terrible one?
Maybe someone would give you something nice. You assume.
Oh,
Maybe they would name you
Hitler.
like after their mother or something like that.
Hitler.
Heitler.
Adolf, there's a name that needs to come back. I mean,
Adolf.
Adolf was a name that was very popular in
Yeah.
this world until Hitler, and I think enough time has gone by.
We were looking
name your
up-
kid Adolf.
We were looking up some German names, and there's one.
Eric.
Eric.
Erica. I was going to be called Erica if I was a girl.
Wow. They
Can't
didn't
say
like,
America without Erica.
Oh, wait.
That's all the way around.
We were looking. There's one that's it's pronounced ninja, but it's spelled like ninja. So her name would be
tell me.
Ninja.
You know, it reminds me of the two that are consciously uncoupling right now. Chris Martin
Apple
and Gwinnett. But you know her other kid's
and
called
the other one
Moses. I mean, these people are so full of
Moses.
themselves.
Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously. Right?
What's
Everybody.
that from?
It's from Singing in the Rain.
That's right.
Hop de dody dodle.
No,
Yeah, so we're thinking
I'm thinking that these two are douches because
Lemon.
not only are they consciously uncoupling, but
Lemon Fisher.
their kids are called Apple and Moses.
Yeah.
I mean, you've really got your
Moses
heads
is kind of a
up
cool
your
name.
elitist ass.
Moses
at that
is a kind
point.
of cool name, though.
It's okay to have one. Moses is all right.
Yeah.
But I mean, Apple. I mean, it's. I don't give a shit. I sound like an old man, but I'm just saying. It's just there's something there.
Yeah.
They can't do anything. God forbid you name him Frank.
Well,
So
I agree.
normal.
I feel like there are a lot of names that are being thrown around kids that are too precious.
Yeah. I got news for you. Your kid ain't that original anyway.
Yeah.
All right. He's gonna climb trees,
Except
get
for
somebody
mine.
pregnant. Well, little
Mine.
Betty.
Yeah, little Betty.
Your
Travis
kids,
wants to call her Captain.
You should come see my next
Captain
live
Betty.
performance,
Captain
and you
Fisher,
can hear
it's
my
funny.
suggestions for how to name children. I have a very nice bit that I do.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, why don't you tell
Welcome to
us?
the stage, Michael
Have I seen it? Have I
I do
seen?
my bits on this show.
Have I seen that?
I introduced you. You have
know.
to do your bit now.
No, I don't.
You got to be the lady at the Aurora Theater. You know what's her name again? She's very funny.
Yeah,
Cute,
so cute.
cute pixie.
You got a thing for her, don't you?
She's got a boyfriend.
I know,
She's
that
good
doesn't
people.
mean you
She's
don't
good
have-
people. I thought she was
ain't
adorable, and I thought she
married.
was boyfriend. I was like, all right, no worries.
Right.
Yeah.
She looks. She has a kind of a tomboy look, which I like.
Sure. Yeah,
And she looks like the girl that keeps wanting to join the Jets in West Side Story, but they keep telling her to shoo and get away.
Get out of here.
Get out of
Hey,
here! I don't know what
kid.
her name is. I
Me
don't know why I just thought of that. It was-
Rosa.
No, that would be the Sharks. That would be the Puerto Ricans.
The Razor Blades?
Look,
I thought they were called the Razor Blades.
Every Puerto Rican's a lousy chicken.
So what's the bit? How do you
They got
name,
away with
how do you
that
name your
in a
kid?
musical.
Well, the bit goes something to the effect you should name your kids I'm not saying it because it'll ruin the bit, and I'm not going to do it here. No.
What do you think? People gonna start
Come
booing
see
you?
the show. No, because then I do it if people come see me live, and then the bit's
No,
over.
they like that.
They'll
They
give you a
just
little
say-
taste
No, they
now.
like Jerry Seinfeld. Do the sock
The
thing.
idea of the bit is that you get to you have to name your kids the first thing you say when you find out you're having a
Oh,
kid.
that's right. I've
Yeah.
seen this bit before.
Yeah.
I love it. It was funny.
All right, what would my name be?
So it would be something like, "Are you going to keep it?" or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be the name. All right.
So now you just blew it for me.
No, I didn't.
kidding.
People love it. They
Yeah,
they love
it's a
to
fun
hear
bit.
jokes
I
they've
like
heard
it.
before. People are stupid. Don't worry about it.
I don't know what our name would be then. I don't remember.
This is my son. I guess we have to get married now.
Yeah.
It's a good bit.
I think mine would be, is that a line? Like I couldn't tell if it was like solid or not.
And then the sound.
Oh, and the EPT.
Yeah. Oh, actually,
Really?
I went.
How do you spell the sound of a razor blade cutting up cocaine? Is that a word?
It's one long word.
I was really pissed.
all lowercase.
I was really pissed at the doctor that I went to see because I wasn't sure if I was pregnant. And when he like I peed on the thing and they went in the thing and then they tested it and then he came
What is
back
this,
into
Jerry
the room.
Lewis bit. I
He peed in the thing and the thing went the thing.
Hey, lady.
He came
You're
back in
pregnant.
and just started talking to me about being pregnant.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait. So, and this is after, I had this miscarriage.
Yeah.
So I was very nervous to be pregnant again and to like believe it, first of all. And he didn't actually tell me. So he was just talking about being pregnant. And so I was like, hold on, wait. So are you saying that
Is this
I'm
a hypothesis? Or
yeah, I
is
was like,
this right?
are you, so what was is it positive? Like, am I pregnant? And he was like at the computer, like clicking around and typing. He's like, that's what they say. I was like, wait, so
Who is this idiot
I
doctor
hate
you
this
have?
doctor so
Oh,
much.
well.
And I was like, wait, I am pregnant. He's like, that's what they tell me. I was like, God, fuck you. I hate
So
you
he's playing a game.
much.
Like he's told women this so often that now it's a game to him.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Did you get rid of?
Yeah, I never saw him
Hiccups.
again. Yeah. And the lady, there's another doctor.
Turns out he's the father. He's the real
Yeah,
father.
I was
isn't
really
he?
mad at him. And then there was another doctor who gave me the medicine after my miscarriage. And so she's just talking to me real nonchalant on this, like, the worst day probably of my life.
Oh, I mean, the miscarriage. I got hiccups. I'm sorry.
That's all right. So, like, it was like we were waiting to find the heartbeat, and the heartbeat never came, and we waited weeks and weeks and weeks. And so the day finally came where it was like time to get the medicine to, like, take care of everything.
Yeah, you got to flush it out.
Yeah, because it's
Time to
nothing.
make the
Unfortunate.
donut.
Yeah, it's nothing's growing. It's not going to happen. So she's in there so nonchalant, shoving like
Yeah.
pills inside of my vagina, saying like, "Oh, I expected to lose my first one." Blah blah blah. I was like,
Well, let me take her side. Let me take her side. I think she was trying to convey that this is not as big of a deal as you like. Because you
I understand
through
that.
everything you'd been through, you must
Yeah.
have thought, "Am I ever going to be able to have a kid?" Or is this
It was more like I
my
can't
womb
believe that
broken?
this is happening.
Right.
I wasn't thinking about like
right?
I'm ruined now or this
Right.
is never going to happen. But it was like, couldn't you have a little bit
more
of
tact.
bedside manner
Yeah.
of like, I'm like crying while she's, I'm telling,
Well,
I'm
maybe
nervous.
yeah.
I'm squeezed tight like a drum.
Yeah.
She's like shoving it in there and it's painful. There's
Maybe
no
you
lube or
needed-
anything.
Perhaps you should
I
have
was
relaxed
pissed.
a little bit.
Yeah, no
let her
problem.
do
Just
go-
relax. Just relax. You're just losing your
Yeah.
first baby. No problem.
I think that maybe she went overboard, but you know what I mean? She's trying to convey to you through her body language that I've seen this before and people do fine. But I'm not saying that she shouldn't have been nicer.
Could she lube up those pills?
That would be
maybe?
nice.
Yeah.
Especially if she's got those long nails.
She's like shoving. So afterward, I'm sorry. This is like, this
Disgusting.
is real talk.
This is
okay?
real
Real
deal.
talk.
Thanks.
Real talk up in this mouth.
Yeah. So
Oh.
afterwards, in order to keep those pills inside, they put a tampon in you.
Ooh.
It's just like to
What are
plug
the
it up like a
pills?
cork. It's this medicine that's actually was created for something else, but they found out it like
It'll
made your
flush you
uterus
out?
contract.
Right.
So it makes your uterus contract and like get rid of
So you
everything.
basically give birth to nothing.
Yeah.
Basically, you got to go through the thing and get it all out.
You get it all
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know, it's terrible. So they cork you up basically, and she couldn't get the tampon in because I'm freaking out,
Yeah.
So then I was like, I'll do it, and so I like stand up with my leg up, like in front of the nurse and the doctor, just like shoving this thing, and she's like, oh, whatever, no big deal.
I see 10 of these a day,
I
honey.
was like, I hate
Next.
you so
I know.
much.
You're crying and emotionally. Next.
Yeah, exactly.
Kick
So
you in the ass on the way out.
Yep.
We need this room.
We'll see you later if you can ever do this again. Maybe, I don't know. Bye.
That's aggressive.
Well, that's the problem. Is that
It
they do it?
was.
They do it every day. It happens to you once in a lifetime, and they don't realize that sometimes.
Yeah, but
It's
that's their job
automatic.
is to
It
realize that.
No, I
Yeah.
agree with that. And they lost a customer, which is
I
the
see
way that it should be.
So now every time I make an appointment, because now I'm going every 2 weeks now because I'm awesomely pregnant.
Yeah.
The lady's like, well, do you want to
Keep telling
see
yourself that.
doctor? Yeah, we'll see. Knock on wood. she's like, oh, well, Dr. Fry. Oh, Dr. Fry the potatoes.
Dr. Frank Frankenstein.
This doctor is here on this day. Do you want to come then? I'm like,
Not so much.
no. Okay, well, this other doctor's here on this day. Do you want to see that?
I'll go on that day. No, not that day either.
No.
What about the other doctor?
That other doctor?
That-
Yes.
okay,
No
him?
problem.
That
She.
day. She.
She's the
Oh, of
best.
course.
Oh, come on.
Gotta have a lady.
The
'Cause
other lady,
she
there's
knows
two.
what it's like.
The one that said, well, that's what they tell me, was a man. And then the other one who's the shoving monster was someone different. a
I
woman.
think a woman is better for this. I mean,
Yeah.
a woman delivered Ian.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Your
she delivered. Yeah, my wife delivered him.
Yeah.
Actually, she was a woman. She actually gave birth to a baby. That's how we did it. Other
Mm-hmm.
people choose to do it in different ways. Yeah, and I guess it's fine. You know, I'm always I read a story about a doctor in a small town in America. I don't remember if it was in Pennsylvania somewhere, or whatever. But he's one of these guys you hear about. He's like, he dies when he's 80 years old, and it's a small town. So at the point that he dies, he's delivered like 70% of the kids in this small town, and he was a beloved figure. Beloved, just put on a pedestal, Dr. Old Man Wonderful, you know, because he was a pediatrician. And so the kids, you know, all times. Do you know the story? So then he dies.
No.
He dies, and like 5 years later, they demolish the house. And he had do you know the story? Why do you do this?
What is it?
He had a stash of child porn inside a wall that was like 150 magazines deep.
No.
So this guy's revered in this town as just the most wonderful person ever. Takes 5 years while they're knocking the house down.
Oh, no.
So what I'm saying there is never trust an old man who is
What if, outside the story, what if
just never trust an old man.
you moved into that house? You moved into that house after he had died. So
Then
it's,
you- oh.
and then
Oh, they think it's
then,
you.
Yeah, then that's not mine.
Oh, you know what? Here's the
Yeah.
thing. The guy was so old. I think there may have been some magazines, but some of it was actual like 16 millimeter, or I don't know what
Right.
type of film. So reels and a projector.
Wow.
And nobody never knew. His wife never knew. His kids. He's Mr. Wonderful at night. He's going back and.
Well, you
But
know
he
what?
didn't touch anybody in the town, obviously, because nobody
Yeah.
came out against him. But
Yeah.
still, you can't take that defense because those are real people.
I know, I was
in
gonna
those
say that,
magazines.
but then
and
it's real.
every
Shouldn't there be
time.
something to be said, and I'm clearly not sticking up for
Oh,
people that are into kids.
here we go.
But
Playing
listen, a
devil's
guy that
advocate.
never touches a child.
Yes.
But I mean, sometimes when shit's in your brain,
You got to
you
keep
can't
it in your
fix
brain then, because you're abusing simply by even if you're watching
supporting
something,
that
even if
system.
you're watching something that's
No, you're
40
right.
years old, you're re-abusing
I'm not
that
suggesting
victim.
they shouldn't be, fucking.
I'm going
sent
out on
away,
a limb here.
But
I'm going out on a limb here
I
when
know what you're saying.
when I say I'm against child pornography. I know that's going to make me. That's
There's
going
so
to,
many subtleties to it, Eric.
You don't understand. Have you ever heard of art?
No, you're right. I mean, if you're going to go that direction,
Yeah.
at least you're not physically
No, you're
doing
not.
it.
No, but I mean, no. The place that you have
It's
to stop.
still. I'm not saying that that's okay.
The place
I'm
that you have
not.
to stop is the brain.
Right.
That's where you have to stop.
Yeah.
And if you stop there, then nobody. You're just who knows what anybody's thinking. And that's what
Any-
drives people crazy is people don't like what they're thinking. And what people don't realize is there's nothing wrong with thinking anything. You're judged by your actions. It's what you do in life.
Right.
You don't know where your thoughts come from. You cannot control that. You cannot mediate that. There's nothing you could do. You just have to go, oh, that's not a good thought. That's something I'd never do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
but
yeah.
people drive themselves crazy because they can't handle the thoughts that their machine is producing.
Yeah.
But you have no control over that. You know, we don't know where ideas come from. We have zero understanding of that.
Now, any representation is legal, right? I mean, even an illustration or an animation, I think,
Yeah, because
in this
even
country is
those-
illegal.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
those
because-
Japanimation things, it all says like you must. All of the people are 18 and over. Or whatever.
No, I think in animation.
In the
Is that what
Japanimation
they
thing.
say? They say all of these animated characters are at least 18
Yeah.
years of age.
Representations of people over 18.
Yeah.
Sure.
Even though they're like schoolgirls.
Well, they're dumb. They're still in school.
so what about
They're
the,
22. They never made it past the 8th
what
grade.
about the girl? What about the videos of girls that look like they're underage, but they're not?
Well, I mean, that's
then nobody's getting hurt, and it might be
No, I think that's
satisfying that.
it's a little sick, but I mean, it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Still not children.
I always tell people,
it's
if
not
you
children.
like, if your tastes run in that area, marry an Asian gal. They don't start looking old till they're like 55.
Asian.
That soft skin. They stay when they're 33, 34. They look like they're 20.
It's like in Boogie Nights when that guy had that coked up girl that looked really young, and then it turns out he had some child porn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the old man.
Yeah, the old man
I
who like
love
ran
that
the whole
scene.
thing.
I love that scene where
Where he's
Burt
in
Reynolds.
jail?
Yeah, Burt Reynolds comes in and he's like, first Burt Reynolds doesn't know whether to believe it, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in and he talks to him, and then the guy says something along the lines of, "But they're so pretty" or something.
Yeah, he's like,
and
"They're
Burt Reynolds just goes, "Oh." It was just such a great
Yeah.
moment where he goes, "Okay, there's no saving this dude. You know, how do I start protecting myself now?"
Yeah,
But
they're so young. And so
What about The
Yeah,
Walking
so
Dead?
I got to see it again. Just the way Burt Reynolds. You
Yeah.
know, he was embarrassed by that until Oscar talk started.
Oh, really?
But when after he made Boogie Nights, he was telling his friends, "I made this movie. Don't judge me by it. I don't, whatever." And then when the Oscar talk started, and I can't remember if he might have won an Oscar. I can't.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But when the Oscar talk started, then he started owning it. Oh yeah, I was in this great movie, Boogie Nights. But apparently he was really embarrassed about it.
see
There's
that.
a scene at the end of Boogie Nights I think is the best Burt Reynolds scene ever, and he doesn't. I don't even think he says anything. It's that scene where it's kind of post everything, and he's just walking around the house.
Yeah, it's the
from
very
room
end.
to room at the very end, and he goes out to the pool, and just the way that he's dealing with people is, I think, some of the best Burt Reynolds acting that there is. I love it.
yeah, it's a
I
great
mean,
movie.
it's no Smokey and the Bandit.
What were we gonna say about
Nothing
Walking
is. Well, the girl Beth,
Not
the
even Smokey and the
character,
Bandit.
Yeah.
Beth is she's like a middle schooler, and there's this like flirting romance between her and Daryl's character. But in real life, that actress is my age,
Right? Yeah, of
But
course.
she looks
Yeah.
like she's a preteen.
Yeah.
On
So
Modern
people make a lot of
Family,
money that way.
Modern Family, that chick is like in her 20s.
I've never
She looks
seen
super
Modern
young.
Family because everybody tells me it's great, and I'm sure that it is. I have too many people from too many different walks of life
Yeah.
telling me it's great. Every time I see a promotional clip on television,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't seem funny to me. And everybody, it seems awkward, it seems forced, but I've never seen the show, and everyone tells me it's hilarious.
You should watch it and see.
Oh, I got to find the time.
Oh boy.
I'll do a binge one day. I'll watch the first one on Netflix, and if I like
Yeah,
it,
is
I'll
it
keep
on
on
Netflix?
going.
He's got to find the time.
I gotta find the time. Do you
There's
know how many
not
things
much
I'm doing?
time.
Do you know how many things that I'm doing right
What do you
now?
do? What do you do after the show?
Okay, this is a sad thing. I'm making a film for Buren's Memorial. That's going to be at 40
Right.
Watt this weekend. I've got I'm raising money with Indiegogo. I got to make 2 more.
Wait, now you're raising money for Indiegogo. How are you doing that?
I got to make 2 more short pieces
okay.
for that, so that we can get those out and do that properly because there's only 34 days left. I'm doing what else am I doing? There's something else I'm doing this week.
Writing the newsletter.
The newsletter. That's you know what though? I finally got a really good idea on
Yeah.
it. I got one going. I just can't put out. My problem is this: I can stew on stuff like the Buren Memorial film. It's more about me thinking about what it's going to be, and once I see it, doing it is actually a pretty simple process.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the newsletter. I couldn't conceive of it.
Yeah.
And then I had one version of it, and I was like, I don't think that I'd like this. And then I take a bath. This is what I do. I take a bath. And I just sit there and I listen to music and I just sort of wait for it to kind of come together. This is a weird thing, but I do have a really good idea for the newsletter.
Okay.
And if people, look, if they haven't gotten it yet, how many people are supposed to get it? 8 or 9 or something at that level? I don't know. But people haven't gotten it yet. I apologize. If you feel like
cool.
you've been ripped off, then you can not give money, I guess. But I
Don't give them that option.
I just don't. But now I've got an idea for the newsletter that I think looks cool.
Sweet.
So once I get the idea, I can go pretty quickly. It's
Yeah.
just getting the ideas. Like how do you like the Buren film 40 Watt is like it's a really kind of it's going to be in the middle of a performance. And I don't like at memorials where it looks like a slideshow that just comes up.
Yeah,
So
that'd
in
be
the
dumb.
middle of a performance,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give too much away. I'm not going to tell what song, but Kevin's going to hold a note, sustain a note on his guitar, and then the film is going to start. So it puts I have to make sure that start blends in with the moment and the note and rolls from there and looks right and that kind of thing. So that is more about me laying in the bathtub thinking of stuff than the actual construction. The construction of it is pretty easy.
That's where I come in. And then he sits
No.
behind me and yells over my shoulder.
What does he yell?
I don't yell.
What does he say?
I use shortcuts on the keyboard for Final Cut. He doesn't like that because
Yeah.
he doesn't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, it bothers me.
I love
He-
shortcuts.
But
He
now
prefers
I sit,
the drop-down menu.
I'm better about that now because I stay on the other side of the room. But usually the way Greg and I work is I lay down like the kind of the flow of the thing.
You lay
but
down
I
the
want
funky beats.
That's right, and like I said, I don't. This is only like a 2.5 minute film, but I don't want it to be like, okay, here's a bunch of slides, a slideshow.
Nobody
I want it
wants
to
that.
have rhythm, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe I should stop talking because she's yawning in the middle
Sorry,
of my
I just-
conversation.
Why are you bringing? Nobody can hear that. Why would you bring that
listen,
up?
it bothers me. But anyway,
You have
Sorry.
massive amount of ADD.
no, I don't. No, I don't.
If
Me
I
and-
look at Autumn in the eyes, you stop the show to say, "Why are you guys looking at each other?"
so you've never been distracted on stage because 3 people in the audience are talking
Absolutely,
to
but
each
not
other.
because somebody looks at each other.
No, 'cause I know where you're going.
I'm
and
sorry.
yawning in the middle of a story
Sorry,
usually
Eric.
tells you
It's
that
so hot in here.
Sorry,
And
Papa.
My donut high is running out.
you guys will never understand my art. How tortured I am to make it happen.
All right, is that the end of Ask Eric Anything?
No, how much
I
time
have
we
nothing else for you. There's no
That's-
other
that's it.
questions.
No- Nobody
Nothing
cares.
else. Oh my god. We have like
Do we have any questions for Ask Eric? Anything?
No, it's fine. We have other
somebody
things we
come
can
up
do.
with
How you
something.
feeling,
We've
Eric?
got
How you
feeling
15
good?
minutes.
Huh? Is that the next question? How you feeling?
Yeah,
Eric?
how you feeling,
I
Eric?
feel fantastic. I want some more lemonade, although I run out of ice. Anyone want some Turkey Hill lemonade?
Turkey Hill.
Hey,
Oh, is that Turkey Hill lemonade?
Close up the Ask Eric Anything because, give us that music. You can ask Eric anything because you want to, then you can. Get off your ask and ask Eric anything.
I wish I hadn't laughed through that. I feel like we could have kept that. I fucked it up.
Ask Eric anything. Old Man River, he keeps asking Eric anything. Turkey Hill lemonade. It makes the summer wonderful. It's not really lemonade.
It's mostly junk.
It's kind of stuff that, but it tastes. It's close enough to lemonade that at $1 a gallon, you can pour it.
Someone practicing their trumpet.
That's not a trumpet. That's me blowing my nose.
Yeah. What song is that?
That's the real baby elephant walk.
Da.
Does it say what song it's supposed to
Is
be?
it like come the little drummer boy? Ba-ra-ba-bum-bum.
the baby Jesus thing?
Firework.
Oh
Baby,
my
you're a
god!
firework.
I hate that song.
Let's try to play them
Is that
together.
what he's trying to play?
Maybe.
Try play it again. Is that a trumpet or a bugle?
It's a trumpet.
Oh, can you imagine this one blowing taps? Oh Jesus! Why did I live? How old is this person?
Baby, you're a firework.
43. Plays for the symphony orchestra. They are a bunch of hacks.
Can you find somebody playing the worst? I don't. It's got to exist. The worst taps ever.
Do you think? So I'll ask you a quick question in the meantime.
I thought we were done with Ask Eric anything.
Well, he played the song. Bum.
DKA.
Call me a
He's from
dickhead.
Owings Mills, Maryland.
Oh, that's where. Is that where the toiletry? Is that where the plumbing comes from? You see Owings Mills.
Oh, really?
A
I was
lot.
like, I don't know.
I think in the toilets.
Oh,
I
yes.
think. I see it somewhere.
I think he's the inventor.
Is it Thomas Crapper?
That's what his name is. How did you know that? Do you think the U.S. brainwashes its citizens like other nations do?
No.
Thank you. Next question.
There's a lot of propaganda. There's a lot of propaganda out there that you can become brainwashed.
Yeah.
But
Wait a
America
second.
is one of the countries.
Wait a second.
Hold on. Can I finish my point?
No, we need to start over.
Why?
Question number 4.
All right. Ask again.
Do you think the U.S. brainwashes its citizens like other nations do?
I do not think that is true.
Hold on.
Yeah. Where's your robot?
Try
Ask your
that
robot
again.
servant to help you.
I do not think that is true. I do not I do not think there is the curries, even though I try to get hookers
Thank you, Professor
in
Hawking.
my house. There are things I have to tell you what I am not able to do.
Let's talk about the
Therefore,
cosmos.
Cosmos is nothing but hogwash.
What do you think about Dr. Tyson? How's he
Dr.
doing?
Tyson is a faggot.
Whoa!
Wow, Stephen Hawking. We had no idea that you were such
I
a
only say that because I sucked his dick.
How did you do that?
He basically just came over to my house and fucked my face. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Sorry, I had a computer glitch.
So what's your favorite sexual position there, Doctor?
I like getting it in my rear end.
Are you sitting down? I would imagine you got a whole.
I am sitting down, however, I prefer to sit on a giant black dick.
Just got a hole in your chair. How does that work?
If I when I have my decisions made for me, I feel better. I am a classic sub.
Are you? I know you're always sitting.
Yeah, you can't help it.
Not a very good lover, I would think.
If Greg would get his goddamn hands off the volume button, I could reply in a more timely manner.
Timely manner.
I heard that Dr. Hogging is like a bit of a pig. He's a perv.
That's the thing.
You would be too.
There's no Jesus. There's no real Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one who's totally pure and totally unpure. You know what I mean?
What about me?
Well,
I'm pure.
You know, like like Stephen Hawking is not going to be like. Just
I
like
know.
Gandhi,
He's a human being.
Like, yeah, they're
He's
human
a human
beings.
being.
Okay.
Obama's not like that,
you
no?
want another question?
I thought you had no more questions.
I found more.
I didn't really finish that answer.
Yeah.
I said no.
I have a question for Eric.
Can I finish the other one first?
Sure.
I think that
Know that I am much more intelligent than you.
yeah, but I can outrun you.
You do.
That's true.
Just make sure that you don't, when you punch me out, you don't hurt your check signing hand.
I think that that sounds like a college student kind of question to me, because I think that people find it difficult to believe that no, there are actually just gullible people in this world. And yes, you can. There's lots of propaganda out there. There's a lot of stuff. But from my point of view, Al Gore's throwing out the propaganda. From somebody else's point of view, Rush Limbaugh is throwing out the propaganda. You know, you live in a country where if you want to use reason and logic and come to your own point of view, you have. And then when you add the internet, here's a good idea. Every time you believe something that you've read, immediately look for somebody with credibility who's written an article that says exactly the opposite, and come to your own conclusion after reading both sides. So, but most people tend to kind of run with the same crowd that agrees with them all the time. And this is the right and the left. This is the problem with the right and the left, is they all of their friends agree with them all the time, and they're not around people. They're not having beers with people who are telling you why they like Obama as president, or why they voted for Obama twice, when you find that to be absolutely outrageous, because it's gotten to the point where these people don't want to have a beer with each other anymore.
It's confirmation bias. You look for what you believe already.
Yeah.
You know?
And these people who constantly, I get them all the time just because I was part of the Tea Party for a minute and a half, you know, and there's on my emails and stuff, it's just every single day these guys wake up and are surprised by the fact that they don't like the president.
Right.
He's been president for almost 7 years. I mean, when are you going to get used, or 6 years? When are you going to get used to it? Don't keep throwing me emails that you're astounded of what the president did, which, by the way, he's using the same powers that everybody else who's ever sat at that desk used. And when you can't get Congress to go your way, you try to do what you can through the executive. This guy may do it more often because his relations with Congress are shit, and that's his fault, and you can judge him for that. But I don't need an email basically that says, "Can you believe Obama's still president today?" You know, these people wake up and their lifeblood comes from being angered by Obama. You know what I mean? I don't want to be around those people. I want to be around somebody who goes, "I disagree with Obama for this, that, and the other. And that's why I didn't vote for him." Relax. You know, you'll get a chance to vote for somebody again. Next time, Republicans, don't put an animated Disney character up for president. Maybe you'll have a chance. Even though I liked Mitt Romney. I mean, I liked him as a person. I thought he was trashed like crazy. Just because I brought this up before. You can never, from each side, nobody can say, "I just not going to vote for that guy. I disagree with him." The other guy must be made evil. One wasn't born in the country and has some sort of communist vision to whatever. And the other one is just this rich guy who has zero soul.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's no...
That's your choice.
There's no... we have to make people these saints or these sinners.
And that's to dumb it down. That's the breads and the circuses. That's to get you out to the polls. How can I get you off your ass on a Tuesday? Scare the hell out of you.
Really,
if that other guy wins,
because really it just
we're
seems
screwed.
like they're just kind of the same. in a
Well,
way.
ultimately, I mean, look at how much Obama went after Bush and Cheney's foreign policy, and then look at how much of it he kept once he got there.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
got to know that. You got to know what a campaign is. A campaign isn't a bunch of truth being told around. Campaign is seduction. Bill Clinton, Obama, Robert Kennedy before he was shot. These are guys. Ronald Reagan. I mean, when you first fall in love with somebody, you don't notice their flaws. You do not, or if you notice them, you don't care about them. You're like, what? Same
You're like,
thing
I
happens.
love your bad breath. It's so awesome.
Right. It's the same thing with, like in the beginning with Bill Clinton. He seduced the country. Oh, I know he banged a couple of people, and I know, you know what I mean? But it's like it's not, you're falling in love. A good candidate seduces the nation. And so there was nothing irregular about Obama's campaign. All these Tea Party people, oh, it's white guilt and blah blah blah. Check it, bitch. He ran the same. He ran the same
Damn.
campaign Clinton ran in 91, going into 92. I mean, that's what he just did it textbook. There wasn't a whole lot of difference between what Obama did and what Clinton did. And then the Republicans screwed themselves by saying, hey, we're not racist, but we want to point out that it was white guilt that put him there. Pointing out that it's white guilt that put him there loses you more votes next time around. So shut up. You know what I mean? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing these Republicans. If you have to start your opinion about the president with, look, I'm not a racist, it doesn't bother me, then stop talking right there. Because you're about to bring up race.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have had a disclaimer
But
at the
he
beginning.
is real black.
Learn how to talk about the president where race never comes up.
Yeah.
You're against his policies.
Yeah, but
You
then-
don't like the way that he commands the ship. It's got nothing to do, and by putting, and also by Republicans harping on this white guilt thing, you're not against the president. You're against fellow Americans who don't vote with you. That's your problem. You distrust you're going to get inside of their head and tell me why they voted the way they did? That's because you're the one who's exclusively looking at his race. I don't think there was a whole lot of white guilt in Obama's. I think that's a bullshit argument. I think he seduced the nation the way a good candidate does.
And
if
he had
you
some
elect
awesome
me,
sparkly T-shirts people made and sold on the side of the road.
Yeah.
but look, and also
Obama sweat towels. We know who you're marketing to.
what a great
Black comedians.
What a great country this is now, because I mean, people forget that we thought it was going to be another 50 years before there was a black president. Now it's like nothing. But people really thought it wasn't going to happen. Black comedians had to drop bits they've been doing for years when we elected a black president.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just wish more of the commentary in this country was about this policy, that policy. I don't like the way he runs the ship, and not so much about personality and haircut. The reason to go after Obama is because he appears to be an empty suit. Empty suits come in every flavor. They come in every color. We've seen them before. The guy who promises the moon and he gets in there and he's just like everybody else. This is the first time it's ever happened in American history. Get rid of race.
I didn't know that race was such a I didn't know that people are still talking about his race.
Oh, well, if you talk with Republicans, they're convinced that white people voted for
Certain
Obama.
yeah.
Well, not everybody. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about every single one. I think I know more Republicans than you do, actually. And
Yeah.
it
I don't
comes
know
up.
anybody's
It comes up an awful
affiliation.
lot where it's like, well, it was just the white guilt. How do you know what somebody else was thinking when they voted?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think that Republicans just need to get over it. Get over themselves. Stop
Get over
keeping
it,
themselves in the
Republicans.
White House. Why did I go off on that rant? I don't know. Because I think we don't get to a good criticism of the president. We don't get, you know what I mean? It's like with Bush.
Well,
he's
you're
starting
talking
every
about the
war in
same
the world.
argument that everyone talks, like anytime they get into an argument, it goes to these extremes
Right.
on the spectrum.
Just
you
tell
know?
me what policies you don't like and tell me why you don't like those policies, and that's why you didn't vote for him. But if you don't win, you have to live through that presidency. That's how it works.
It's a problem with every argument and how people, it's a bad way to argue,
Right.
is to say, no, he's terrible, and it's because of this.
Right,
It's
right.
like, no, he's wonderful, and it's
Right.
because of no. I'm sure there's grays,
I
but
mean,
no
you
one wants to
can't-
talk
it-
about those because then they might lose their argument.
There are
because-
positive things about Obama. Everything people hated about Clinton being a womanizer, well, this guy doesn't come with that.
Yeah.
Obviously a great father, keeps his children, you disagree with the policies.
Right.
Keep it on that. And that's the way to get back to the White House.
Boom.
Does that make any sense? I feel like I
No.
didn't make any sense,
It
but I
did.
said a lot of
No, it
words.
made sense.
Anyway. But that's the
And I
whole
love
show.
to disagree with you, but
That's the whole show, though, isn't it? Just saying a lot of words that don't make sense.
Yeah, we're not. No, none of us are paying attention. It's okay.
Have I ever told you
What?
about the wonderful taste of Turkey Hill lemonade? Today's show was sponsored $1 a gallon. Turkey Hill almost lemonade.
We're sending the show. I'm tweeting this episode to Turkey Hill Lemonade.
Do they exist? I don't even know. I think they're a virtual company.
You think so?
I
It's just
think
a front.
I think this is a natural thing that runs out of the hills.
Turkey.
Autumn Fisher.
The cat skills.
They
It
just get
flows.
the
Just
turkey-
flows right out of
There's
him.
a
It's a
Turkey
dairy.
Hill. It's
It's a
Turkey
dairy.
Hill. No, it's Turkey Hill. Don't change it. It's like Walton Mountain. It's Turkey Hill, and lemonade runs down the side of Turkey Hill. There's a guy at the bottom of Turkey Hill with a bucket, and he just collects all the lemonade. Am I wrong? Are you
know what
looking
he
at me
does?
like I'm not right?
No, you know what he does?
What?
He selects only the finest ingredients for his frozen desserts, refreshing cold drinks. He couldn't have it any other way. Turkey Hill,
Turkey Hill.
Yeah.
I wouldn't camp anywhere else.
Lancaster County, Pennsylvania.
That's saying something because you don't camp.
Oh, I'll never. Well, I camped
Only
before.
Turkey Hill.
Only Turkey Hill.
Friend of the show, Jason Andrews and Jeff Leboff both follow Turkey Hill.
What?
Isn't that crazy?
Because they know a good $1 a gallon lemonade. You know, can I say this about Turkey Hill? You're not going to get a better lemonade at $1 a gallon. I can tell you that right now. Go try.
Turkey Hill. Thank you.
right.
Sponsor this show.
Climbing up on Turkey Hill. Autumn Fisher.
Yeah.
What if people want to get to know you better than this stupid show of words that mean nothing?
Sure. You can find me at Autopritz. P-R-I-T-T-S.
Had a little bit of
It was
Brain
for
fart there.
offense. Offense?
offense. It
was-
did offend me. I'm outraged.
It was for effect.
Michael Albanese.
Yes.
What affects? What do you get?
Oh,
Can you tell Professor Hawking? Can you tell me where we can see Michael Albanese?
You can leave the show today and go back to the law DC area.
Just the DC area?
Yes.
Look you up.
Take this goddamn thing off.
You
I'll
can
be
see
in
Michael
the
Albanese.
Workhouse Arts Center tonight in Lorton, Virginia, just outside suburb of DC, with Paul Hoopa.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow night, I got such a long drive ahead of me. And then tomorrow night, I will be in Fredericksburg, Virginia, for 2 shows at the Courtyard Marriott, also with Mr. Paul Hoopas. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come check it out.
Are you going to be in the actual courtyard or?
Who knows, man? I could get fucked up. Shit can get
Hell
weird.
yeah, party.
And you get
we're not done
info
with
and
you.
tickets at myownhead.com. Click on live shows.
You do that on your website? I've never gone. You have all the.
He's never gone to Eric Von Radio, so it's easy.
So
I'm on there all the time.
You basically have. I can get tickets to any of your shows.
Yeah, and most
You have links for it.
Most of
The
them,
ones
yeah.
that have links.
Yeah, that have buy links.
Right.
Yeah, but you can go on there and check it out.
Gregory Russ. I just want to say I know that you're not doing anything, but
I like to say if things don't work out with Turkey Hill, I say we go after leisure time. Premium sparkling water. Leisure time.
there's a leisure time.
when do
is
you drink that?
I mean, do you notice my mood today?
at his leisure.
He is
Thank
leisuring.
you.
When you're wearing a leisure suit?
Yeah.
I had a leisure suit.
Laser suit?
No, whatever you say. I had a leisure suit. I had a leisure suit when I was a kid. I know, it's a different story. That was the morning show. We will chat with you again Monday morning. Don't die over the weekend. That would be a mistake. Don't do that. Keep yourself alive.